beefing up the STP playlist with our supporter of the cause, Mr. Tony Phelan, or Fallon. He hasn't told me which it is, so I'm just going to call him Tony Pinkett Smith. Anyways, Army Ants. Oh my god, this one, I fell into the Army Ants hole yesterday, and I didn't think I was going to come out. I went to bed last night, and my brain hurt, but I woke up. I had some Teutonic food. Actually, there's a restaurant nearby, like old German people. I think that's what it means, because it was like schnitzel and stuff, but I thought I don't even freaking know. The Teutons were an ancient tribe mentioned by the Roman authors. They are generally classified as a Germanic tribe. Anyways, we're going to get to that, but first, we were at the doctor's office this morning, and I found some amazing breaking Philly news I have to share with you. You know, those random doctor's office magazines. Anyways, after presiding over the debut of a new goat statue in Rittenhouse Square, Mayor Jim Kenney makes his way through the city along his fellow citizens. Joshua Bartosik is a sophomore studying architecture. Today, with help from his mom Noelle, he settles into his new place in University City. Alright, so the intro we have seen Dean do in 2 octaves, the low one and the high one. The high one's on the record, so I'll show you that. And yeah, precious little information on this song, including live videos, and the ones that were there didn't even show Dean much at all. So really tricky. Alright, here we go. Grab the 12th fret with your pointer finger, grab the 15th fret of the B string with your pinky finger, and with your, I like to use my middle finger, the 14th fret of the G string, give it a backwards strum. G string goes down 1 fret to the 13th fret. My tone's crap right now. It's because I have it cranked for the next part, and I can't give it. Anyways, now up to 14, 17, 17, E, B, G. G string goes down 1 fret to 16. Now we move the shape that we started before we bumped the G string down, the 14, 17, 17 one, down 2 frets. Before it sort of resolves, if you can call that resolving, into our first shape, which of course was 12, 15, 14. Middle finger down 1 fret. Up to 14, 17, 17. Middle finger on G16. The previous shape on 12, 15, 15. Now, the second time you hear the B string with the pinky finger go 17, 16, 15 before it stops on the first shape. So it'll be all... And the lower octave is the exact same thing, but down here. So we're going to start with and we don't need to, do the E string, because open E is the same as E12, just 1 octave lower. So most of your D chord, or AKA a D suspended 2, and then pointer finger down 1 fret, like in Fatal. Anyways, pointer finger down 1 fret. Now up to 2, 5, 5. G string becomes 4. And then 3, 3 open. You can finger that however you want. And the second time it's the same. And we even heard Dean do the B string trick. And it's quite a bit easier down here. 2, 5, 5. G string down 1. Yeah. And then we're into it. I feel like few things would have melted your face quite as much as a live viewing of this song. Along those lines, I'm going to add the low 5th into these power chords, because it's hard to hear with the guitar tone in the recording, and impossible to hear in the live versions you can see on YouTube. But I'm just going to go ahead and take an educated guess that they very may well have done that. So we're going to start on a C power chord. 3, 5, 5, starting on the A string, but let's add the 3rd fret of the E string too. If you don't agree with me, just don't. That's fine. But it's a C, definitely. And we're going to slide up to D. See how much fatter that is then? Or it just has that sound to it. Anyways, then to A, so all you have to do is migrate your ring finger and your pinky finger up towards the heavens 1 string, B on the 7th fret, and then up to F with our low 5th, so 8, 8, 10, 10, then back down to C, like this. Into the verse. Alright, so the verse is such a tuna salad cauldron of face meltiness that you can hear that there is a guitar. You can't quite tell what it's playing. The bass sticks out way more than the guitar, and the bass is playing A stuff. And you hear this high G note. And you also hear that the guitar in the first half of the verse, anyways, there's 2 parts, is kind of ringy outy. So I'm going to go with an A chord, 2, 2, 2 on D, G, B, and the high G on the 3rd fret of the E string, sort of like this. Just... before it gets to the second half, and thank God somebody in 2009 decided to point the camera at Dean, because he's clearly, very clearly doing G and A power chords like this. 3rd and 5th fret of the E string before it goes back into the other part. And that is a fairly to very confident guess at the verse there by me. Alright, the bridge is a doozy. There's 2 guitar parts going on, so you can play, either, but not both at the same time. One of them is pretty clearly an E flat power chord, and you can add that low 5th if you want, so you'll have 6, 6, 8, 8. And then this chord's really, really crazy. Okay, so do an A like it's a bar chord here on the 5th fret of the E string, 5, 7, 7, 6, but raise your pinky finger up 1 and don't bother about barring it. That's the weird note. Listen for it, it's in there. So this is really hard to do, okay? And then a D, however you want to play D. D or just the power chord. Any of those 3 ways is just great. Okay, so E flat. Clearly I need work on that. The other part, which is that high note that you hear, and I watched Dean do it live, and here's where the forensic video analysis came in. You hear in the recording, listen for that note, and his fingers were like this. Pinky finger on E11, pointer finger on G8, ring finger on D10, and middle finger on A9. I have no idea what this is, but I'm guessing in a jazz sort of way it goes along with both the E flat and the A, and when they switch to D, it's going to turn into 10, 7, 7, 7. So that's even harder to do. 11, 6, mute the B string, 10 D, and 9 A. Whew! Good luck with that, Tony. I feel I should point out the 2 easier ways to play that weird chord. So check it out. Do your E flat power chord, yeah. And then if you listen to these notes, you can accomplish that with open A, D2, G3, and B2. So that's a little D shape, just on the wrong strings, and quite a bit more familiar to your fingers. So you could do it that way. Or you could just play the A power chord. Either would be fine. But Dean's fingers were clearly here. The times he joined the group doing this instead of this, which I'm not even ever going to do again in the rest of my life. Of course, the rhythm for the solo is this part. And until it goes into a bunch of bridges. I'm just going to do the easiest way to do this for purposes of now. Bunch of times, like 3 or 2 or 3, but the last time it goes E flat, A, D, A flat, or G sharp, and then it goes back into its verse, of course, and then the outro is an A chord, and I still hear that high G note, so I'm going to go with this one. But while I was going with that one, I thought of a new way to play that one that you might consider. Do your bar chord, your A bar chord, 7, 5, 7, 7, 6. Now take your pinky finger off, that makes it an A7, and put your pinky finger on the B string 8th fret. That's a fatter way of doing this, with one more 7th note in it. And then it ends on the E flat. And when it hits that, we really hear that low 5th there. So I think they've been doing low 5ths the whole time. And that is how to play Army Ants. I think, like I said, 92% of the time. I am correct 100% of the time. So that was my very best effort on that. Tony, TY and FU at the same time for that request. Just kidding. That was a good time. And I think we all just got just a little bit better at the guitar for having even attempted that, even if not successfully. Meaning I did not do it successfully. Anyways, thank you again for your support, Tony. And I will see you all next time with more stuff. Goodbye.